Would you like to become a trader in Star Citizen by buying cargo with your own money and selling it for a profit? Well, in this beginner's guide, I'm going to show you exactly how to trade, what resources to use, and how to find routes that will make you the best amount of money. The first resource that I like to use is SE Trade Tools. This resource is very easy to use. Let me quickly show you how to find the best routes. If we go to SE Trade Tools here, I'll link it in the description as well. We can just say trade routes here. And at the top, we can put in our ship. I have the Star Lancer Max. So I'm just going to type in Max, select my Star Lancer. Here is the amount of money you can have. I have about 10 million thereabout to invest. So I can just hit submit. And once you hit submit, it will spit out a bunch of trade routes for you, but we need to refine it. So if we go to the left here, you can see pure profit over time or pure profit. In my case, I'm only going to do one route at the moment. So I'm going to go pure profit. And down here, we can select our commodities. At the moment, I have 2 commodities selected to avoid, but you can do more or you can go only selected. It depends. You can also, if you click again, deselect everything. So it says nothing. And by locations, you can also choose a couple of locations. You can select Pyro to avoid it or only Pyro. At the moment, I'm going to go avoid Pyro because we're going to be trading in Stanton. My starting location is Stanton as well. And if we go down all the way here, we can select our security level. So minimum security, none, and then NPCs only, monitored, where it's only a monitored zone, armistice zone, so people can't shoot you, but potentially they can still take your cargo by sending the elevator down. And then finally, the most secure thing, a private hangar. In my case, just to show you an example, I'm going to go with the private hangar. And then here at the bottom, we can choose our SEU boxes. For example, 32 SEUs is a very big box and not all locations accept these types of boxes. So it's definitely worth it. If you want to quickly unload and load your ship, you can just select 32 SEU boxes. I'm going to do this because I want to unload quickly. So there we go. Now, if we go up here, hit submit, it will give us a bunch of things here. We can make about 210,000, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but let's see how much we can make in total. So I'm going to choose this route, make L2, and then we're going to go to Hill L1. But before we can do this, we need to figure out our cargo grid arrangement. A handy website to figure out your cargo grid is sc-cargo.space. This is a very good website. You can just choose your ship here. For example, I can type in my max here, choose my ship, just hit the plus sign, and here we can see our cargo. You can see 32 SEU, 32 SEU, and then also 2 at the back. You can also go unofficial cargo to see how much you can cram in, but these boxes won't be on a cargo grid. So at the moment, we have about 8 32 SEU boxes. I'm not going to bother with the smaller ones. They take forever to load. So instead, I'm just going to buy 8 32 SEU boxes to make the loading for myself very easy. Now let's go in game and actually buy the cargo to trade to see how much we can make. Now that we're in our ship, let's route ourselves to the first buy location. I'm just going to open up my Mobi here, type a MiG, and then we're going to look for L2. Since this is the location that SE Trade Tools told us to go to, let's route and go over. While we are flying to our location, just remember that buying cargo with your own money does expose you to more risk. For example, you can get interdicted by pirates, blow up, and a few other things where you can lose your cargo. Here we go, we're at the station. I'm going to go to my hangar here. We're at our hangar here. I'm just going to land my ship towards my cargo grid. So when I load, it will be a lot easier. Just going to open up the back. Here we go. Turn off my engines. Let's go buy the cargo. Now we can go to the elevators here and go to the Galleria. Once we are at the Galleria, we want to look for the office where we can buy and sell cargo. You only get this office if you have a secure hangar right? You need to be at the station. Otherwise, there's other places where you can buy and sell cargo, but you will be looking for these types of terminals around places. Let's take a look at the cargo price. Once you use the terminal, I'm just going to select the inventory of the station here. And because we are trading with diamonds, I'm going to buy these crates, these very big crates, 32 SEUs. We're going to buy 8 of them just because this will fit on our cargo grid. So 1.2 million thereabout. I'm going to hit confirm. Now that we have our cargo, let's go back to our hangar and load everything. You will need a max lift tractor beam for this. If you don't have a max lift tractor beam, you can just go to refinery. Once at the refinery, you can just run forward all the way to the shops. For example, here is services. Now we can just go in here, make our way over to the terminal, use the refinery shop, type in max, and here you can buy a max lift. So if you don't have one, don't worry too much about it. You should be able to buy one at every major space station. But I already have one. Now let's go to the hangar. Here we go, we're back at our ship. Let's send the cargo up the cargo elevator. In order to do this, we just want to head over to this little terminal here on the side. Say use, send the elevator down, drag our cargo onto the left hand elevator, send it up. Once it is here, we want to load our ship. So just use your max lift you bought at the refinery. You load everything. Each ship is a little bit different, but I'm going to load my sites first here for the Star Lancer Max. There we go, all the sides are loaded. Now, just the back here. You will notice that I only bought the bigger SEU box. I hate having to work with smaller SEUs. This is why I only go with the 32 SEUs. It just makes it a little bit easier for me so that I don't have to play around with the smaller SEUs. All of the grids is full, but we can still put a little bit of cargo right here that is off grid. We managed to fit both of the extra cargo boxes inside here. Now we can go sell everything at the next station. Our sell location is Hurl L1. So I'm just going to open up my Mobi here, type in Hurl, and here is Hurl L1. Let's route over and see how much we can make. Here's the station. I'm going to land and unload all the cargo. Managed to land again. Now I can just open up all the doors. You will need to have a key binding for this. Mine is number 8, but let me unload so that we can go sell. Here is our last box. Everything is unloaded. Let's send cargo down the elevator here. Lower elevator. Now that it is lowered, let's go to the selling terminals again. Here we go. Let's see how much we can make in total. Here's all of our diamonds. Let's max it out. Let's sell. So we bought it for 1.2 million thereabout. If I sell everything here, we made about 241,000, and that's for about 20 minutes of gameplay. The bigger the ship, the more profit you can make, but you also take on bigger risk because you need to buy more cargo. Hope this guide was helpful. If it was, please leave a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, then you can watch these 2 videos right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.